Albuquerque, New Mexico, at the University of New Mexico. And now moving center stage are the numbers 1 and 2 ranked teams in the country. The Houston Cougars, number 1. The Louisville Cardinals, number 2. The 2 longest winning streaks in college basketball. 25 games for the Cougars, 16 for the Cardinals. This is a match that you're going to want to see. Let's go with the men who are going to call it now. Gary Bender and Billy Packer. Gary?
Brad, as you mentioned, this is a big one. 1 and number 2. 3 times the last 4 years, the Louisville Cardinals have been in the Final Four. They won it in 1980. Let's highlight a couple of players on Denny Crum's crew. First, Lancaster Gordon. He was voted the most valuable player in the Mideast Regional. He's been averaging 24 points a game.
Well, one of the things Lancaster epitomizes for Denny Crum is his guards can play the forward position both offensively and defensively.
Rodney McRae, the Metro Conference Player of the Year.
In my estimation, the most underrated, outstanding player that we've had in the United States in a long time. He's the Rodney Dangerfield of the great ones.
As you look at this club from Louisville, Denny Crum says, we win with defense. It's going to have to happen today.
This club reminds me so much of the Johnny Wooden teams that Denny Crum, of course, got his training from. Their pressure defense, the 2-2-1 full court press that UCLA used. They are very patient in their half-court offense. It is not a running gun type team.
Now the tallest fraternity in Texas, the Phi Slama Jama. Houston Cougars, 25 in a row. Back to the Final Four for the second time. And here is Clyde the Glide Drexler, the Southwest Conference Player of the Year.
Well, Gary, I guess when you get to the Final Four, you're full of superlatives. But in my estimation, Clyde Drexler is the finest athlete in the United States. A great basketball player.
And Hakeem Abdul-Olajuwon, he led the nation in block shots.
Hakeem has come along so well. In the last couple of weeks, you can see the improvement in him. He has great concentration on the basketball court for a big man.
Many people say this may be as a talented team that's ever made it to the Final Four. Maybe 4 number 1 draft picks.
Get no argument from me.
But they are the type of team, Billy. Can you beat them inside?
Well, I don't know if you'll beat them inside, but I think what we'll see Denny Crum try to do is beat them on the full 90 feet of this basketball court. Spread them out a little bit, and that's tough to do.
This team has one Achilles heel, free throw shooting.
Well, they shot so well in the free throws in the regionals. It seems like they make them. They have been able to blow people out this year, winning by an average margin in the Southwest Conference by 21 points, so maybe it won't hurt them here.
They were 16-20 in one game. We're going to be back to introduce you to the starting lineups of the second National Semifinal game in a moment.
To start the second game, Houston and Louisville here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. How big a factor will the altitude be? We saw it play a role in game 1. We are going to test these 2 benches before this contest is over. Now let's go to Frank Fallon to meet the 2 starting lineups.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to University Arena for Game 2 of today's National Semifinal doubleheader between the Cardinals of the University of Louisville and the Cougars of the University of Houston. Now, let's meet the starting lineups. For Louisville at forward, a 6'9" senior from Mount Vernon, New York, number 21, Scooter McRae. For Houston at forward, a 6'7" junior from Houston, Texas, number 22, Clyde Drexler. For Louisville at forward, a 6'7" senior from Mount Vernon, New York, number 22, Rodney McRae. For Houston at forward, a 6'9" senior from Houston, Texas, number 40, Larry Shaw. Center, a 6'8" junior from Scuba, Mississippi, number 33, Charles Jones. For Houston at center, a 7-foot sophomore from Lagos, Nigeria, number 34, Hakeem Abdul-Olajuwon. For Louisville at guard, a 6'5" sophomore from Camden, New Jersey, number 20, Milt Wagner. At guard, a 6'2" freshman from La Marque, Texas, number junior from Jackson, Mississippi, number 4, Lancaster Clark. For Houston at guard, a 6'6" junior from Houston, Texas, number 42, Michael Young. And introducing the head coaches for Louisville in his 12th season, Denny Crum. For Houston in his 27th season, Guy Lewis.
Houston and Louisville coming up right after these messages from your local station.
32-3 record, Houston 30-2. Here's the officials working this game. The same crew that worked the Louisville, Kentucky game. Hank Nichols from the ACC, from Villanova, Pennsylvania. Paul Hausman from the ACC, Roanoke, Virginia. And Joe Forte from Springfield, Virginia, from the ACC. Here's how they went. Through the road to Albuquerque. Houston's win over Villanova and Kansas City. A final victory coming here at Lancaster Gordon, and Louisville has the opening kick. Milt Wagner. Hakeem the Dream has the first rebound, and that is an interesting start.
I bet you Wagner surprised he was so wide open for the jumper, lost a little concentration.
Here's Alvin Franklin, who's done so well, the freshman point guard, and he scores the first points of this game. Franklin's had only 3 turnovers in the 5 tournament games, and only 19 all year long since being a starter.
And look at who's bringing the ball up the court. Rodney McRae leads the team in assists.
Ian Scooter.
There's the zone defense now by Houston. 2-3 zone. Olajuwon down in the center of that zone. Now sometimes he plays on the wing. If we noticed in the Villanova game, they had him on the wing with Mishaw in the center. A little change by Guy Lewis.
Louisville, last time out, shot 82% in the second half of that win over Kentucky. They've been hot, particularly Lancaster Gordon.
Solid
Wagner.
That was a solid screen by Jones, and they threw the ball all the way across the zone. Here comes the 2-2-1 press.
Milt Wagner, the leading scorer for the Louisville Cardinals with a 14-point average. Here's Michael Young. You feel he's a real key to this team.
Well, he is. He's the guy that they try to hit with the ball offensively against that press.
Larry Mishaw, Drexler. That's what he does so effectively, a great sense of anticipation.
And here's Houston putting on a little press of their own.
Lancaster Gordon. Oh, is he hot? Everything he's putting up is going in now.
Yeah, it's awful early to tell, but the intensity level of this game is kind of mild right now. These fellas really not going hard. They just settled down. They might be in awe of each other a little bit to see just how high up each other can go and then rebounding.
4-piece baseline pass to Young. 2 air balls now by Houston. Here comes Milt Wagner. I recall last year in the Final Four he had a virus of skin disease. There's a rejection by King. He led the nation in that department. Oh, here they go. There's a walk. Tipped up, and we're going to have a foul on Olajuwon.
Drexler walk getting himself to that basket. Denny Crum did too. He can't believe it. Watch his pass. 1, 2. On up. Got away with it.
I tell you, he's so impressive you forget to watch his feet. Louisville now with a chance to take the lead. We played a minute and 15 seconds.
Here's Houston coming out with a 2-2-1 press of their own.
Reach in, batted out. Alvin Franklin, freshman from Lamar, Texas. He'll hold it up wisely off to Mishaw.
Notice Olajuwon made the steal and also was the first guy down court. There he is.
The 7-footer tried to put the ball on the floor. He shouldn't do that. Blocked by Charles Jones.
Here's a layup.
Rodney McRae gives Louisville a 2-point lead. Hakeem put the ball on the floor, Billy. He hasn't been doing that a lot in the
No,
tournament.
he really hasn't. He had a lot of room. I thought he'd take his turnaround jump shot.
Drexler had a root canal done this week on one of his teeth. Said he has a very sore jaw. Here's Franklin. He's hit 2 of them now.
It's an unlikely start for this ball game. And also, another thing can happen, Gary. Players can lose their breath right here. They just get the anxiety level up so high for a game like this.
Drexler led the team in steals, had one for a moment, but Gordon likes it back. Here's Scooter McRae. Nice pass to Jones. He missed it. And it's going to go off Houston. It'll be Louisville's basketball.
Olajuwon did a nice job getting his hand in the way of that stuff for Jones.
Oh, this crowd. I don't know if they can keep this pace up. It's a deafening roar here at the start of the game. Gordon.
And a good bounce.
He's a streak shooter. He had a slump in mid-season, but he's going now.
You notice how the Louisville press is kind of backing off early in the game.
Michael Young, he's missed a couple early. Here comes Gordon. The officials are having a tough time coming back and forth up the floor. They're so quick right now. Gordon misses. Has his own. Blocked by Franklin. Young's got it. Here we go. 3-on-1. Drexler. Nice pass to Michon.
And that was Branch that came up with the block. I mean, Wagner that came up with the block, came all the way across as a guard and got a hand on Michon. Watch it right here. Michon going to get the ball back. Milt Wagner comes across, gets a piece of that ball and stops the dunk.
Larry Michon, Mr. Mean. He had 30 points in the last game. Neither team shooting all that well. 8-8 our score, but oh, what a pitch this game has started at.
I don't think either team has really gotten into the flow of the game yet. They're just going a little wild. Guys are a little exhausted right now. That anxiety level up.
Now you wonder about that high altitude, what it will do in the face of this game. Wagner connects 10-8 Louisville. Wagner with 4 points in the game.
You have to remember, Houston's been blowing people out of here. And this is the kind of thing you get against somebody that can stay in the game with them, and it has to affect them somewhat.
They led the nation in scoring margin. Drexler missing. Akeem is there. It's going to go on for Louisville. And now the first substitute of the game, Reed Geddes, number 44, will come in. Young will come out. Young didn't seem to have his shooting touch.
No, he really didn't. And I think they'll settle down. So far in this ball game, Louisville a little bit more in pace than would be the case for Houston.
And there's going to be a foul on Jones. Now, one reason they brought Reed Geddes in, Billy, is he had a baseline play, and they always bring him in to inbounds the ball no matter what time of game it is.
And then normally they take out Franklin. Denny Crum really annoyed at his players, allowing an inbounds pass to be thrown that close to the hoop.
Jones, his first foul, second team foul against the Cardinals. There it is to Drexler.
Set play. Michaud occupied 3 Louisville players, and Drexler came right in behind him. Denny Crum's going to be upset with that.
Already have been tied 5 times in this game.
Here's the press.
There's Wagner. Look at that. Akeem went high, intimidated it. Comes down with a rebound.
That's what's so tough. He beat Drexler on the drive, but there's Akeem waiting on him.
Franklin's hit 2. Rebound, and we're going to have a foul. No, I think it went over the basket.
Right.
It's out of bounds. It'll be the Cardinals' ball. The crowd for the first time just caught their breath, didn't they?
And I think the players will too. There's that half-court trap by Houston. A lot of quickness, and you've got Akeem back there in case anything comes through.
There's a foul on Michon. He and Rodney McRae had a collision on that play.
Well, one of the things that Houston will find out about Louisville early is that Louisville will not be intimidated inside. They will take it to Louisville as far as going for the basket.
You know what they say? The Louisville players are saying we get more shots blocked in practice than any opponent has blocked. So they are not intimidated by the Slama Jama team. Rodney McRae, 2 free throws coming.
Remember, this young man was the starting center on a team that won the national championship when he was a freshman, made all NCAA tournament team as a freshman.
His brother Scooter didn't get to play that year due to a knee operation, so he'd like to be in on a title team. Rodney missed the ball, and that might be, again, the pace of this game affecting the free throw shooting. Michon missed 1, and now 2 by Rodney.
Straight man-to-man by Louisville.
Geddes, number 2 in the Southwest Conference, and assists to Akeem. Comes up with a basket, his first.
And a good job by Louisville to break right out of that made basket.
Reach hit by Michon.
There you have Houston back in his zone. So Louisville playing a man-to-man, Houston playing the 2-3 zone.
Milt Wagner will reset it. What a great second half he had against Kentucky. He finished with 18 points.
You see, Gary, what they do, they take their 2 guards and they play kind of behind each other on that zone.
Charles Jones ties it up again. 14 minutes to go in this first half of play.
And one of the things Louisville does so well, they pick up in the zone press and then they drop back to man-to-man and never seem to get caught in it.
Here's Geddes. Brings it out to Franklin. Akeem wanted the ball, and he's going to do something with it. That's going to go off. Out Louisville. No, check it, Houston. We're going to have a break in the action now. Michael Young will be coming back in. NCAA championship game. Billy Packer and I will select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. We've had 6 ties in this game. It's deadlocked now at 12 apiece. 13:48 to go. go. And Billy, you just said a moment ago, neither team really in their game yet.
I think it's kind of like a heavyweight boxing fight where they're going to take it a couple of rounds to get themselves organized before they really get into the flow of the game. Here you see Rodney McRae again playing back in the backcourt because Denny Crum figures when they press, that'll leave Wagner open for the jumper, and there it was.
Wagner usually hits those. Rebound by Larry Mishaw. Geddes will bring it up.
There's no press in the country that doesn't allow you to get that shot from the corner, and that's why Denny Crum has inverted McRae and put him back there. Mishaw, if they play in front of him, they throw the lobs in. They play behind, he shoots the turnaround jumper. Tough to handle.
14-12, the Cougars by 2. Lancaster, Gordon, Akeem almost got that one. And now Geddes has it.
Akeem all with the shot, Gary. You're on the money.
Averaged 8 blocks a shot, or 8 blocks a game, this Houston team, and they're going to be right on target again.
Geddes in the ball game with 203 assists and only 54 turnovers.
Boy, I don't know how Drexler did that. There was no place to go, and he has 6 points.
Charles Jones very slow getting up, coming down the court a little slow.
He was coughing a while ago and breathing very heavily, Jones was.
He has had asthma.
He's got an allergy problem. He takes shots for it, and he looks tired, Bill.
He really is.
At the free throw line.
He really is. He's trying to get his breath, breathing very deeply.
This is the first 4-point lead of the game now, enjoyed by Houston.
Louisville going back to their half-court offense.
Oh, what a pass. Scooter McRae to Jones. Oh, that was something.
Jones went baseline. Scooter filled his spot.
16-14. Houston with a 25-game winning streak, and
Olajuwon on a push-off.
He pushed off on Jones. That is his second personal foul.
And Jones is telling Denny Crum he's got to come out of there.
He is really hurting, Billy. I noticed it during a free throw. He was standing at center circle. You can imagine at this altitude, if you have an allergy on top of that, how difficult it is. Billy Thompson will come in for him.
And still, Milt Wagner and Lancaster Gordon down on the corners. The reason they can play down there is Rodney McRae capable of handling the ball up top.
And a lot of people feel that Jones is the key to this game. Now, how many minutes is he going to be able to play?
Well, he's still bent over there holding his pants. You can see him just trying to get his breath. Maybe that's why Louisville is going into a little delay here, to let him get his breath before they can win their offense. Houston backing up that zone now. They're playing way back inside the foul line.
11:28 to go, first half. The winner of the first game, North Carolina State, will play the winner of this one.
I look for Milt Wagner. Look for that jump shot if they're going to back in that zone that far.
Here's Scooter. Rebound, his brother Rodney lost it, got it again. Rejected by Akeem. Michael Young, beautiful pass. Drexler with 8 impressive points in this game.
And by moving Akeem Olajuwon right to the center of that zone, you see how effective he is blocking the shot even after you get by the first man.
Wagner, Bentley from outside. We're going to have to stop the clock while they retrieve the ball. And also coming in, we're going to have Benny Anders, Billy Thompson, and Jeff Hall.
Now here it is. Olajuwon went over to try to alter that shot. Rodney McRae with his great hands. Now see, he gets over Mishaw, but Olajuwon is standing behind there, blocked it with a man in between he and the shooter.
Well, you pointed out he blocks more of his shots coming across many times, not on his own man.
From the weak side, because as the shooter, you don't expect him to be there.
Well, as we mentioned, a couple of substitutions. Here's one of them, Benny Anders, who's been instant offense for him this year. And there's the other substitute, Billy Thompson, with a rebound.
Nice push-off by Billy Thompson without committing the foul. Went up with his body well.
There's the third sub, Jeff Hall. So both the 6th and 7th men for Louisville are freshmen coming off the bench.
And even though it's the Final Four, don't be surprised to see Hall put up his jumper early. He's like Anders. He can't hit that jumper.
There's a reach-in, almost taken away by Franklin. He did get it away. He got it away from Thompson. 3 turnovers now against the Cardinals.
Drexler wanted the lob.
Franklin's playing well, isn't he? Alvin Franklin now with 6. 4-point lead again for Houston.
Well, the Houston point guards have been maligned all year long, but I think Guy Lewis is getting great play out of them. He uses 3 different people, gives them minutes of playing time about equal, and they all contribute to the club.
Franklin's the most sought-after player in the state of Texas last year. Here's Jones. We thought he might come out of there, but he's staying in the ball game.
Well, by slowing the game down a little bit to give Charles Jones a chance to get his breath. Now Scooter McCray is bent over, trying to get his breath.
Here's Hall. What a shooter he is. Pull two, sharp on the angle. Jones hustles it in. Charles Jones now with 6. It's a 2-point lead now.
Isn't it interesting? Even after Louisville scores, they can't get their press to take anything away from Houston.
I just wondered this altitude they can maintain it. Here's Anders. Power move. Rebound. Billy Thompson. Thompson to Hall, and that's thrown away.
A little bit of inexperience right there. Hall should have been looking back for that ball. Billy Thompson coming out quickly.
There's Hakeem on the bench, sitting down with 2 fouls. Timeout, 9:08 to go in the first half. 2-point lead by Houston.
Without ceremony.
Hard to take it away from us.
Deshaun nails it. He led the Southwest Conference in field goal percentage this year and the 2 previous years. Here's Scooter. He hasn't batted away. Boy, is this something. Look at the hustle by David Rose. And a foul is coming up.
And again, Gary talking about that Houston bench. They're coming in with a lot of fresh people. Rose always a hustler.
McCray committing a foul, his first personal foul.
Billy Thompson with that pass, realizing that Scooter McCray was coming in behind him. But there's Hakeem again, taking away any opportunity to get up an easy shot.
25-year-old David Rose, who went on a mission and came back to play. Charles Jones now has come back in. That shows you how tough this game is, the way he went after that ball.
Now Louisville switching just about any time. You got McCray on Geddes.
Young Mishaw is inside. He goes after it. Out of there comes Wagner, and he's fouled by Rose. Look at this. This shows you the altitude problem.
There's the oxygen coming into play. And that was a case where Wagner got very lucky there. He put the ball down, tried to take off. The foul was committed. Normally you put the ball down that quickly and you get it stolen.
First foul on Rose, and that is now team foul number 5 against Houston.
Here comes that half-court trap. Oh, good catch by Hall.
Ball with a hand on it.
Ball was tipped, and he still was able to hang on.
5:27 to go first half. Wagner again, and Wagner with 14 points.
Of all the players on the court, Wagner looks to be the one that's not affected by the altitude.
He hasn't affected his shooting anyway. They almost didn't get that ball in.
Yeah, he's breathing normally, seems to be making good adjustments.
Benny Crump feels his team's as in good a shape as anybody, and they can come 40 minutes at you. They're going to have 2 today.
Good play by Jones.
Wagner back to Jones. Fouled. Geddes committing the foul.
Now, by running the length of the court there, watch how tired Jones will be when he comes back to shoot the foul shots.
That was a good foul by Geddes.
Smart foul.
And now Lancaster Gordon will come back in for Louisville. 16 foul against Houston.
Look at Charles trying to get his breath. And he has just come back into the ball game a minute or so ago. And he bends over.
This guy is ambidextrous, out of Scuba, Mississippi, as a younger brother, Kent, on the team. He has played so well in the big games this year. And that's what you were talking about, Billy.
No form at all on the shot.
Louisville now is 1 of 5 from the free throw line, and they are a good shooting free throw team. Houston is not. He gets this one. 3-point lead.
Charles willed that one into the game.
There's a timeout. Billy Packer, 4:59 to go in the first half. Billy, it's tough to get any kind of a trend in this game.
It really is. I think you've got 2 great teams with tremendous athletes, both with outstanding records, realizing this was the battle of the Titans, number 1 against number 2. But they haven't been able to get in the flow of the half-court offense on the part of either team.
Here's Geddes.
5 seconds.
He batted it off of a player and then stepped in and got the ball. That was a heads-up play. Off to David Rose. That was quite a play. And he is fouled.
Billy Thompson, he felt that he'd been pushed off by Rose, doesn't get the call.
By the way, Gordon got hit in the eye. I don't know what this is all about. He seems to be okay.
Lancaster Gordon is a guy that has that great vertical leap, and when you try to throw over his head on the press, he can go up and get it. He got it, but wasn't enough.
Billy Thompson committing his 2nd personal foul. 5 team fouls against Louisville. 32-29, the Cardinals leading the Cougars.
And they stay in the 2-3 zone in the out-of-bounds situation.
Wexler.
Nice job by Billy Thompson, realizing Hakeem was behind him.
He may be one of the better shooters from outside. Not this time. Wagner. Lancaster Gordon.
Excellent fast break by Louisville.
And now a 34-29 lead Steve Gordon was checked that with 6 points. Here is Misha.
You notice again, Drexler just threw the ball right over the top of the press.
He just seems to have the entire court presence of where everyone is, and there was a good example of it. Broken up. Drexler, number 3 in the country in steals this year. Keene handling the ball. He shouldn't be, but he was. And he's fouled.
That's a reach in, but not a bad foul again. Wagner a little tired. Denny Crum saying people are walking.
Yeah, he thought Keene might have. That's the second foul against Milt Wagner.
Now there you see all 3 of them with the old telltale signs, bending over, holding their pants, including Drexler, who is as in good a shape as any athlete you'll ever see.
Keene not a good free throw shooter, shooting 59%. About the only thing you can find about his game that isn't good.
And that's improving too, because he has a nice release on this shot. I think in time will be a pretty good free throw shooter.
Shooting 62% from the field. That was 18th in the country this year. He has 7 points, and it's a 2-point game.
And now Houston coming out, trying to pick up their half-court pressure.
Rodney always seemingly finding the open man. Wagner, he's missed a couple of times. Young bats it out of bounds.
Good call by the official. Young did hit the ball, even though Guy Lewis didn't like it. It was a good call by the official.
Guy, 61 years old, 2 weeks ago today.
You know, a lot of people would not realize, Gary, that those Elvin A's teams did not make it to the championship game.
Rodney almost had the slam.
He put an extra rocket booster on that leap, because he really hadn't timed it to be that high.
Boy, these 2 teams can backdoor you like that in a rather spectacular fashion. 34-32, 3:20 left, first half. Wagner, a Keene on the block.
Oh, I'm sure Denny Crum wants a goaltend on that one.
He sure does. Here's Drexler. He's fouled. The basket will count, and Thompson fouled him. Oh, was he strong? That was blocked.
Billy Thompson's still down. He can't believe. You got to remember, this kid last year was in high school, and here he is in the Final Four, and he went up there against an outstanding athlete and almost made an incredible block.
And that was his 3rd foul. Denny Crum is really upset.
Now here you go. Let's see if this is goaltending. The ball definitely on the way down. Should have been 2 on the other end. Akeem got a piece of that. No call. Now we go this way. Billy Thompson trying to time it. Goes up. Commits the foul. Going to be 2 shots.
He still made that shot, even though it was blocked. Drexler, and it's all even 34 all.
We said there's some great athletes out here.
There's a steal attempt by Drexler, always seemingly going to those wing areas, trying to come up with the ball. Less than 3 minutes to go. We have our 10th tie of the game. This game is living up to our expectations. Look at this.
That's Billy Thompson after that movement all the way up and down the court. Needed the action.
Wagner again. Milt Wagner, 16 points.
Milt looked like he just rolled off the sofa. I mean, he is so cool out here in this game. Not breathing hard at all.
Well, some guys are affected more by altitude. Let's face it, maybe he's not. Here's Misha. Nice body control, followed by Akeem. Saved by Franklin. Wait a minute, a whistle and a foul on Misha.
Reaching in. Great rebounding job by Jones.
That's the second on Misha.
MW1 again crashing from the outside, almost dunked that on the missed shot.
Can you believe at one time some of his buddies in the neighborhood used to pick up and pick on Misha?
I would doubt they'd fool with him now. There was MW1, almost got that, and that was with the left hand. And there was the reach in by Misha.
Misha used to get beat up all the time. His dad said he finally got tired of it. He did something about it. The Cardinals by 2.
Good follow through by Jones with the feet. You know, you shoot the ball with your hands, but if your legs are in good balance, they can will some in, and that's what happened on that last shot.
Chance to give him a 4-point lead is Jones, and he does. 38-34, 2:27 left. What a fast half this has been. Here comes Young.
Young showed us great moves in the open court area last week against Villanova, doing it again.
He's been the clutch performer for him. Here's Akeem. He's not going to put it on the floor this time.
Altered that shot right over Scooter.
9 points for the 7-footer. 2-point lead again for Louisville. Wagner to Scooter. His first 2 points of the day. Here's Misha. Little short. Jones has it.
What a game.
Lancaster almost didn't bring the ball with him that time.
You don't see a lot of X's and O's out here in this game. These are just athletes going after each other.
Scooter has walked to the ball. Benny Anders will come back in for Houston. That's 8 turnovers now against Louisville. Anders in, and going out is going to be Misha.
So, Gary, you set up all the offense and defense that you want to, but these athletes are just going right by each other, going up over each other. Here comes another play.
Scooter with the steal, and we have a technical on Guy Lewis. He threw the towel on the floor.
Hank Nichols making a call.
Scooter, as he went flying by, the towel went with him.
And that'll be a 2-shot technical because it's a technical on the coach. Now we'll see. Scooter went by. Here comes the towel. So it wasn't what was said. Just Guy Lewis losing his cool a little bit. And there'll be 2. And Louisville's ball.
That had to be a reflex action. Here's Gordon at the line. I think Guy wants a timeout here, too.
Yes.
1:39 left in the first half. I would think I'd want to throw a towel, too, one time or another if I was a coach.
In a second. He threw it out there. He only gave up 1 point. Of course, they are going to get the ball out of bounds, and it was an automatic 2 on the other end. Here we see. There comes Scooter, making the good steal. You see the towel come probably right in front of the camera as he goes by. There it is. Didn't bother Scooter a bit.
He didn't even know it was there, did he?
And good piece of officiating right there by Hank Nichols.
That's a good camera work, picking up Guy Lewis. Literally in Albuquerque, a national semifinal game. The winner Monday night to play North Carolina State for the 1983 NCAA championship. Right now, a 41-36 lead for Louisville.
Gary, I had Hank Nichols standing right in front of us. I had to ask him, is it hard to run for the officials? And he said he hadn't noticed it. I guarantee if this game was being worked by 2 officials, he would notice it. So they're getting the court coverage because there are 3 officials working the game.
Here's Milt Wagner being pressured, has to get rid of it to Rodney McRae.
Got a little 4-corner setup right there by Louisville.
Well, you just can't put the ball on the floor against these guys.
Benny Anders was out there. Now Louisville a little bit out of sync here with Charles Jones handling that ball in the middle.
Louisville shooting 54% in this first half. Houston 47.
Scooter was often counted on maybe to play a little point guard of his own. Can definitely handle that ball in the center. Louisville maybe holding for the last shot here. Pretty good move.
Wagner, they're awfully close to that line.
Nice job by Rodney McRae. Catches it, makes the pass right up in the air.
Less than a minute to go, first half.
That's the guy I trapped right there, Charles Jones.
He lost the ball out of bounds. There was no whistle, so the ball went off of him.
Well, Jones was the weak link in that ball handling scheme right there, and Benny Crum telling him about it as he goes by.
9 turnovers, but that's been a problem all year against this Houston team. They have forced those turnovers.
Jones getting down underneath MW1. Now they're double teaming on him.
Lancaster Gordon giving chase on Franklin. Oh, what a shot that's going to be. Rebound inside and out of bounds. It'll go to Louisville.
Now you see Louisville hold this one for the last shot. And I would imagine Charles Jones is trying to stay away from the ball here.
You see the time left on the screen.
They've got Jones all the way down in the corner. Down to 20 seconds. Rodney McRae doing the wise thing. Now Louisville's packed back in a 2-3 zone. Lancaster Gordon or Milt Wagner trying to get this one off.
Franklin trying to draw the foul. 7 seconds. Over Keene. He changed the shot. Jones is there. Blocked by Keene. A one-man defensive show. They're not going to get a shot off.
Good execution by Louisville. Made sure the opponent did not get a chance.
Brent, they handled the ball well. They have a great feel for where each other is. You've got the jump shot hit by Wittenberg from outside. They really work well together.
I mean, how about James Banks? He seemed so cold in the first half that he just kept drilling up misses.
Well, what I thought really hurt Georgia through the first 30 minutes was they didn't take the ball to the bucket. They got it in the start of the second half and took it to the basket a little bit, Banks is going to get a bucket there or miss, but they took it to the bucket at the start, and then they gradually got back into the game by taking the ball to the bucket, but they didn't do it all in the first half.
Bobby, I was surprised at how strong State was inside. We'll see Thurl Bailey. I mean, they dominated down there.
You know, they've talked so much, Brent, about Louisville or Houston in this tournament, and I think North Carolina State can play very well with either one of them, both inside and outside.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about this second game and what Houston has to do to climb back into it, and we will do that on CBS in just a moment.
This is one economy truck that comes with a 5-speed and radial tire standard. It's Mazda's B2000 Sundowner, the only economy truck that comes not only with a 5-speed and steel-belted radial, but tinted glass and full carpeting, all standard. And at $57.95, it's also the lowest priced truck in America with all that standard equipment.
Sakes alive, sakes alive, sakes alive. Mazda's got the best truck value for just $57.95. Sakes alive.
Bob and Sandy Davis needed 2 incomes to afford the home they wanted. Then tragedy struck.
Allstate update. Joint mortgage protection.
Sandy died before the mortgage was paid. Allstate Life's joint mortgage protection could have helped pay off their mortgage if either of them died for less than the price of 2 policies. But the Davises didn't have it. If you both work, talk to an Allstate agent. For life, home, and auto, you're in good hands with Allstate.
Education today. The NCAA is proud to present this special tour of our nation's colleges and universities. Every year, high school seniors ask, should I go to college or not? Only the individual asking this question can decide what is best for his or her future. College is not for everyone. Provided by the NCAA.
Halftime of the Louisville-Houston game, and Bobby, how have the Cardinals managed to take a 5-point lead?
Well, Brent, I really think that Louisville thus far has been more in control of their game than Houston has. I think Houston has, in conversion, been pretty good to the offensive end of the court, but in their half-court play, I think Louisville has done a much better job getting the open shot than Houston has.
Let's take a look at that transition game that you're speaking about. When Houston gets rolling, they're tough.
Well, they're awfully tough, and you see them on the board here where Young goes in, or Michaud for a 3-point play. But I don't think the story has been the board play. Wagner's shooting has been very good. I think Louisville's patience with the ball against Houston's zone has been the big factor in the first half.
How about now as we see that Louisville transition game with Hall going in for the slam dunk for Denny Crum? Bobby, what about the altitude here? Have you noticed any effect on the players?
No, I don't think the altitude has any effect at all, Brent. I think that these are very, very well-conditioned teams, and they're a little bit hyper playing in this setting, and I think you could be playing at 15,000 feet and they'd still be doing what they are.
Do you think Denny will continue to control it in the second half?
Well, I think what Houston has to do is get more out of its half-court offense and be able to apply more pressure to Louisville on half-court if they're going to get in the ball game. If they don't, I think Louisville can open this spread up a little bit, and then it could be a lot of trouble.
You really are starting to mellow with age. We'll continue here on CBS in just a moment.
Five years ago, it was just an idea. To create a new breed of copiers with the stamina to run and run and run, that could anticipate the unexpected, adapt to changing conditions, and have the intelligence to constantly monitor itself. Introducing the Xerox 1075 and 1035, the first of the marathon copiers. From Xerox.
I've got $100,000 in this rig, and I protect my investment with Kendall Motor Oil. So when my son asks,
this isn't a big rig like Dad's, but it's a big investment for me. So I took Dad's advice and protect my investment with Kendall Superb 100 gas-saving motor oil. Its special friction fighters keep my car running smooth and help save gas. You don't have to have a lifetime of experience to have confidence in Kendall. Just a smart dad.
Protect your investment with Kendall Confidence. There's new value in Ram Tough Dodge trucks. Now only Dodge Truck makes this three-way offer. 1, cash back when you buy them, up to $750 on Ram pickups, $1,000 on Ram Chargers. 2, prospector discounts up to $1,000 when you equip them. And 3, 11.9% when you finance them. Dare to compare. Only Dodge makes this offer. Cash back, prospector discounts, and 11.9 financing.
Dodge trucks are Ram tough.
Just when things are easing down, trouble starts up. And when the dust and everything else is settled, you head for the mountains. Bush. Head for the beer brewed natural as a mountain stream, for a taste as smooth as its name. Bush. Head for Bush beer. Head for the mountains.
Providing young people an opportunity to realize their talents and potential, building a positive attitude in today's youth, preparing better citizens for tomorrow. These are goals of the NCAA's Volunteers for Youth program. Volunteers for Youth are college student athletes who share their time and talents by working with junior high school-aged young people at NCAA member institutions. NCAA Volunteers for Youth, helping young people prepare for their future. The preceding message provided by the NCAA.
Halftime continues in Albuquerque, and you know each year Chevrolet presents a Coach of the Year and a Player of the Year award. And here representing Chevrolet, the marketing director, Tom Stout, to make the announcement. Tom?
To be here in Albuquerque to watch the finest teams in the country compete for the national championship. And it's a special privilege for Chevrolet to be a part of these tournaments. And now that we're down to the end of another exciting season, it's time to announce the Player and Coach of the Year awards as selected by the U.S. Basketball Writers Association. The 1983 Most Valuable Player of the Year is a remarkable third-time selection, Ralph Sampson of the University of Virginia. And Ralph, your great leadership, your inspired team play, your magnificent performance game after game earned you this trophy. But beyond that, you've given us all 4 great years of thrills, and it's a privilege to present this trophy to you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Stout and Chevrolet. On behalf of the University of Virginia, I accept this award. Thank you very much.
Now let's meet the 1983 Coach of the Year, Lou Carnesecca of St. John's University. Lou, your record certainly earned this award, but beyond that, I think you were the sentimental favorite of many of your fellow coaches. You certainly did a magnificent job with the Red Men, and it's a thrill to present you both this trophy and a check for $2,500 to the University Scholarship Fund in your honor. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tom and Chevrolet. I only wish my guys could be here with me to share this great moment.
Brent, these 2 men are representative of the superb athletes and outstanding coaches that make college basketball such a great game.
Oh, you're exactly right, Tom. And we're going to continue now the second half of Houston-Louisville on CBS in just a moment.
When you buy outdoor power equipment, a lot of what you buy is the power. That's why you'll find a Briggs & Stratton engine on more makes and models of equipment than any other engine in the world. Put durable, dependable Briggs & Stratton power to work for you. Whatever brand of equipment you buy, make sure the engine carries our brand. Briggs & Stratton, the power in power equipment.
Louisville out-rebounded Houston 26-15. The difference, the second half, is coming up with Gary Bender and Billy Packer right after these messages from your local station.
This is CBS.
Who are you? Your conscience, with a word to the wise. Open an IRA at Northeast Bank. Do you work for Northeast? I work for you. That's why I want you to open an IRA. And what do you get, a commission or something? Look, for as little as $10, a working person like you can go to Northeast Bank and open an individual retirement account, because that's what you are, an individual. Well, I suppose the important thing is to at least start one. And you really recommend the IRA at Northeast? With a clear conscience.
Better hurry to Allen's Farm for Easter plants and flowers before the llama eats them up. Allen's Farm, Route 26 and 100 Cumberland. Open every day. It's a place that's different.
Today's semifinal game is sponsored by Chevrolet. Chevrolet is USA1 and USA1 is taking charge. Xerox, advancing office productivity worldwide. And by Miller High Life. Welcome to Miller Time.
Louisville with a 5-point lead at halftime. In this first half, we had 10 ties. The biggest lead was 5 points by Louisville. As you check the statistics in this first half, the shooting not that much different. I guess the biggest disparity is in the rebounding department.
Well, Brett pointed that out. 26 to 15 is quite shocking, but I thought Bobby Knight made one good point, one I didn't agree with him on, and that is the fact that Louisville has kept Houston out of their half-court offense. And when you get out of your half-court offense, you have a tendency not to rebound well because you're spread out all over the floor. So from that standpoint, I think Houston really has to shore up and get into a half-court game. Gary, both of us disagree with Bobby in the fact that I believe the altitude really affected him, and so do you, I'm sure.
I really do. Now, the last time that Houston trailed at halftime was 11 games ago. That was against TCU. They eventually pulled that one out. But still, other than that half-court thing, is there any real trend being set?
Well, I would have to say here you've got the guard scoring, and you can see in regard to Louisville, and primarily because of Milt Wagner. Now, if I were watching all these players today as to how they're reacting to the altitude, not even looking at the stats, I'd say the guy that seems freshest on the court is Milt Wagner. Now you look down at the stats, and Milt Wagner is 8 for 14, 16 points. He just doesn't seem to be affected. He's breathing normally. He looks normal. All the other fellows really gasping for breath.
Only guy in foul trouble is Billy Thompson with 3. Akeem had a big first half, 9 points and 7 rebounds and 4 block shots. Here he is with the ball. And he tried to put it down again, and he's fouled.
That was reaching in from the opposite side, Lancaster Gordon.
That's his first.
Louisville showed a 2-3 zone to start the second half. I don't think that they'll stay in that. I think Denny Crum just want to throw him off stride. Let's see.
This Houston team way below their seasonal field goal percentages. Reed Geddes will come in, and guess why? They're going to hit bounds on the baseline.
That's right. Actually, he's in there in 10 seconds.
And it comes to Mishaw. He makes it look easy. Mishaw brings it outside. This team led the Southwest Conference in field goal percentage this year. Mishaw in trouble. He's tied up, and it'll go to Louisville this time on the alternating held ball.
Well, you can see the great strength that time by Mishaw, but still it was a held ball situation.
So the arrow will point the other way the next time as we're just underway in the second half of play. A 5-point lead for the Cardinals. That's not a bad statistic, is it?
Well, they haven't lost very much anyway, so they're usually ahead in any kind of ball game they play in.
They've lost 3, 32-3 coming in here.
Here's the man-to-man now, played by Houston.
Lancaster Gordon. He's got the trap on him. Gets it off to Rodney.
Great catch. That ball was thrown down by his ankles. He still got it.
That was Franklin who reached in and batted it away. 10 turnovers now against Louisville. Franklin almost walked with it. Franklin's played with more confidence here than we saw him in the Midwest Regional. 5 to Glide Drexler, 10 points in the first half. Rebound, tipped off to Akeem.
Made a tough shot out of it.
Drexler hustles the boards, it'll count. He's fouled.
You will very seldom see Louisville get in a situation where the other team gets 4 tries. Here goes the shot up. That's 1. Ball gets loose. Young does a great job getting it to Akeem. He takes a tough shot. Here comes another opportunity, and there's the 4th one going up by Drexler.
Jones committed to foul his second. Drexler makes it a 3-point play, and right now we have a 2-point game.
Houston picking up their defense much higher now. Drexler on Rodney McRae.
There's a reach in on Mishaw, trying to intercept that pass intended for Scooter McRae. That's 3 on Mishaw, so he's the second player in this game to pick up his 3rd personal.
Well, that's that Louisville high-low post. They run it so well, get the excellent bounce passes.
Wagner, he was 8 of 14 in the first half. Franklin 3 on 2. To Mishaw, nice catch by Mishaw, and he converts it.
How about his strength? That was not only a tough catch, but he had to pull it away.
And all of a sudden, a 5-point game is all even.
There's that high post. Charles Jones at a high post.
11th tie of the game. Jones against Akeem. Mishaw's fouled from behind by Scooter McRae.
Denny Crum is soon going to have to call a timeout. The pace has changed. Momentum has swung.
They're challenging MW1 inside.
He gets a piece of this ball. Jones goes up. He got a little piece of it. Jones had to alter the shot. And there again, Houston just surrounding the ball on the boards. Dominating the boards in the second half.
They'd like to get MW1 in foul trouble. He has 2. And it goes to Akeem. Here's Misha. Out to Michael Young. He's wide open.
Momentum is swung. Denny Crum's got to get a time here.
41 points is what they had at halftime, and that's where they are right now. Trailing by 2. That's off Lancaster Gordon. 11 turnovers against Louisville.
Louisville's kind of lost the mode. And Houston getting back in a half-court game. They're able to set down, get MW1 low.
Louisville still hasn't scored at the 17:41 mark of the second half.
And Louisville going back to the man-to-man. The zone just didn't work out.
Franklin penetrating. That will count or not? They're calling the foul, I believe, before the shot. Let's see. Well, Milt Wagner guilty of the foul, and we're going to have a timeout called. The shot following after the foul. A timeout. Houston has come out of the dressing room here in the second half and have taken a 2-point lead.
We are USA 1. Taking charge.
National semifinal game. Louisville, Houston in the second half. Houston has outscored Louisville 7-0 to take a 2-point lead.
Yeah, Misha came out and got that ball against the pressure.
Reed Geddes brings it out to Misha. Tipped out. Everybody was in the air for that rebound. Drexler comes up with it. Michael Young, they respect that corner shot of his.
He's got Rodney McCray on him. Denny Crum wanted to make sure Young doesn't go ahead and get out of the box here.
17 left in the game. Akeem brings it out to Geddes.
Notice how Akeem is being very patient in there, not taking bad shots.
Oh, it's blocked by Scooter. He pulled it off. It's deflected by Drexler. Here comes Lancaster Gordon. Rodney McCray. The brothers did it that time.
Denny Crum called a wise timeout there, slowed that momentum down, got his team reorganized.
First points of the second half now for the Cardinals. Oh, intercepted by Milt Wagner.
You won't see Geddes do that often.
43 all. Rodney again. McCray scores his second consecutive basket. And coming into this game, he had only 3 points in the first half.
Here's Geddes coming back down. His unwise pass kind of caused some trouble for Houston there.
So that 7-0 run now is ended. Misha scores.
How about the basket?
It's going to be a charge. No, they waved the basket off. Misha instead has picked up his 4th personal.
That really hurts Houston. We'll see the pass going on the inside. Excellent backdoor cut. Misha goes up. He did make contact before he released the shot. Excellent call.
And again, his 4th foul. And again, the basket did not count. His teammates now trailing by 2 with 16:20 to play.
Misha has fouled out of 2 games so far this year.
They got in foul trouble in one of those Midwest Regional games. Played with 4 fouls for a long time.
Well, it helps to have Akeem behind him. He doesn't have to play that real tight defense, because even if his man drives by, he's got the shot blocker behind.
Wagner gets it. Milt Wagner with 18. Now a 4-point lead.
And the press is really pulled up now. And Louisville dropping it back. I think sometimes they play it like an accordion, just to let you think you've got an opening.
Young handling the ball so well. Franklin, they're going to let him shoot it. Akeem and Jones, and it's off of Jones. Akeem that time. Did you see that, Billy, how well he timed these jumpers?
He certainly did, Gary. The other thing he did well is not commit by going over the back and committing a foul.
And that's a guy that's played basketball for 4 years. Here comes Geddes inbounds. Franklin sitting down so they can inbounds it. Here's Young. Been a fun game.
Great release on that jumper. Remember, this fella has had some great second halves, scoring over 20 points in a number of games.
He has 8 points in this one. Since that timeout that Denny Crum called, Louisville has outscored Houston 6-2. Scooter. That'll count. But no, let's see. They're going to call charging. They will count the basket.
Nice piece of officiating. One official looking to the other and saying, did the basket go?
Hank Nichols is the guy calling it. Basket counts. The foul on Scooter McCray is his 3rd.
Here comes the drive by Scooter coming across the lane, showing how well he uses the left hand. Puts it up, the ball released, then he makes the commitment. He commits the foul. The team can't touch the ball. Basket counts, foul the other way.
4-point lead now. for Louisville. There's a foul on Rodney. Rodney McCray, that's only his first. He never seems to ever get into real foul trouble. You know what?
A very smart player. Made the Olympic team in 1980.
16 fouls now against Louisville. Clyde Drexler coming back in. Mishaw will sit down. Franklin's in, and Geddes sits down. There's Mishaw playing with 4 personals. Geddes, the inbound specialist, brings him in on the
Young wide open.
What's happening on that?
Well, Akeem is blocking out Jones on the side, and he can't get out there to get him.
Akeem almost picked up a foul there. It's off of Akeem. Louisville with the 4-point lead and the basketball.
That timeout, you've got to go back to it. Denny Crum really slowed down the momentum.
Houston now has missed their last 4 shots.
Oh, good defense.
Wagner, Akeem got hung up in the air that time. He's going to be all right. He hits the deck. Here comes Jama all the way. He lost the ball. All by himself, a Scooter.
That was just a mental mistake by Houston. You can't afford to take off and let a man wide open there. They had 5 on 4 the other way.
Biggest lead of the game now for Louisville. Rejected by Scooter, and Benny Anders saves it. Here we go to the other end now. Bill Wagner. And we're going to have a foul on Anders.
That was that same man that dunked down the other end. Came 90 feet and almost made a steal.
Anders' second foul, 13 foul against Houston.
Denny's wondering what happened, but it is a foul on Houston.
Tell you, if you take your eyes off of this court, they're up and down the floor 4 times. That's how quickly this game is going. 51-47, Louisville. Wagner, beautiful to Jones, he's fouled. It's going to be Young.
Beautiful dish by Wagner right there. Drove right into the middle of the lane. We'll see it inside. Here's Scooter going up, making the block. Anders makes the dunk. And then we go the other way. Good lead pass. Houston has their back turned to the ball. Got a good move defensively, and the ball came the other way.
That foul on Young, he's first. Team fouls now 4.
And Mishaw back in the game with the 4 fouls on him.
Jones been at the line a lot in this game. He has 10 points. Looks like he's breathing a little bit better than he was in the first half. He's 4 or 5 from the line.
It seems like all the players have adjusted much better. It might have been an anxiety level, too, that they all had in that first half.
Hyperventilate look. There's the pressure, 47, and there's going to be a foul.
That's going to be on Rodney reaching in.
That's the 7th team foul. So they'll be shooting free throws.
It's awful early to be in that kind of situation. We're going to go down the other end. You got 14-18 to go on the clock, and being in 1-1 this early, but Houston not a good free throw shooting team, so they might not be able to take advantage with what should be a very critical situation.
At the 14-18 mark. Now this team for the year shooting 62%. Michael Young, let's check him.
66.
66. That's one of the higher ones. He has 8 points in this game, 3 rebounds.
Michael Young should be a much better free throw shooter because he does have the good release on his jump shot.
Mishaw almost was able to follow. Boy, Scooter's really playing well in the last 2 to 3 minutes. He was the guy that beat Arkansas, you might recall, that last-second tip in the Mideast Regional.
Jones open. There's the good pass inside.
That's over everybody and in. Scooter McCray with 8 points. Boy, they've turned this around now.
Well, the McCray brothers from Mount Vernon, just like the Williams brothers, playing very well.
55-47. Houston needed that one. Alvin Franklin. 6-point lead now for Louisville.
Wagner's been a little quieter in the second half. Franklin's really doing a job hounding him.
Well, 8 of 14 in that first half. Loses the ball. Here comes Drexler. Look out. Pass to Mishaw. I don't know how he caught it. The basket will not count. He's called for charging. He's fouled out of the ball game.
Well, he's really upset, too. That was a tough pass for him to have to handle. Gary, you made an excellent point. And here's the steal down there. Drexler got a piece. Now he's coming. Now, if you're Mishaw, you really don't want this pass. Because when it was thrown to him, he made a tough catch. And then he has to go right into the middle to commit the charge.
So Mishaw fouls out with 8 points at the 13:28 mark.
And mark up on that scoreboard. Houston down 6 when he goes out.
Now, wait a minute. Mishaw's not leaving the floor yet. He does have 5. Guy Lewis is going to be sure, I think, before he gets him out. Remember the game last week? Clyde Drexler fouled out with 6. They gave him an extra foul.
Well, they played like NBA players. Maybe they thought it was NBA rules.
So Mishaw will leave. Benny Anders will come in. Now, you got to remember, Mishaw is the senior, the only senior in the starting lineup, and he doesn't want his career to end now, and he has no way now of having effect on that one way or another. Time left in this one. 6-point lead for the Cardinals. Backdoor Jones, he's fouled. That'll go on Young.
Normally, that's an automatic, easy dunk for Louisville, but Houston right up there in the air with them.
16 foul. Second foul on Michael Young. Timeout now, Guy Lewis. Houston with 13-18 left in the game, trailing by 6 points. After starting out the second half, 7-0. 17,327 watching this game from the pit in Albuquerque. 13-18 to go. Louisville, after being outscored early, 7-0 and trailing by 2, have come back to take a 6-point lead. Now, we started play, but something's on the floor, and they're going to hold it up.
You know, Gary, it's interesting. Of the 4 teams in the Final Four, not one of the 4 was in the top 4 in the polls at the start of the season. Louisville started out number 5, Houston 11, State 16, and Georgia wasn't even listed. It wasn't until the 12th week that Houston moved into the number 1 spot, and that's the first time any of these teams, of course, were there.
You were looking at Larry Mishaw a moment ago, who fouled out of the ball game just a moment ago. Milt Wagner,
what a touch. See that follow through, just a perfect form.
People in his face. He has 20 points.
Now the press picking up 2-2-1.
Houston, the top-ranked team in the country, a 25-game winning streak. Michael Young, rejected by Jones.
Now Louisville getting a little respect for their rejection ability inside. Michael Young turned around in a shot.
Lancaster Gordon out to Scooter McRae. Rebound to Akeem. He's been quiet.
Well, they haven't gotten in their half-court offense, so Akeem hadn't had a chance to touch the ball very much in offense.
Oh, what a pass from Drexler.
One-handed catch.
10 points now for Young. 6-point game again.
Louisville has a great delay game. One of the things, if you remember in our UCLA game, they hadn't worked on that much.
Wagner misses, and Akeem now with 2 big defensive boards. He has 10 for the game.
Another lob.
Drexler, look out. They're making a comeback. Drexler with 15.
And since Mishaw has gone out, it looks like there's a little different commitment on the part of the Houston players.
Jones, reach in. Here comes Benny Anders. Jones is on his tail. It'll count, and he's fouled.
Did you see Anders get an angle as he was going down there? He swerved out. Watch him right here. You'll see this angle, and Benny Anders will swerve out a little bit right here to get the angle. See that? And that gave him the angle to come in there for the dunk against Jones. Some move. Excellent camera work right there. There's the angle I was talking about. If he went straight on, he wouldn't have had the angle for the dunk, and Jones would have been able to get him. But by getting that little 45-degree cut, he was able to come in for the slam.
Jones has committed his 3rd foul, but free throw misses, but it's a 2-point game. That 6-point lead whittled down by 4.
They were down by 6 when Mishaw went out, but you can see the commitment on the part of his teammates. Not a senior out there.
Houston is only 3 of 9 from the free throw line, so their Achilles heel starting to show itself again.
And Drexler holding Rodney McRae down very well. Rodney trying to get that ball.
There's Young on Lancaster Gordon. Akeem helps out. Akeem going down for the ball. He's got it. He gets it off to Franklin.
Comes Drexler.
Franklin partially blocked, and a foul on Milt Wagner. That's 4 on Wagner.
Now Louisville getting out of their half-court offense. Just as Bobby Knight mentioned at halftime, it was a matter of Houston couldn't get in their half-court offense. Now it's Louisville being taken out of theirs.
Jeff Hall will come in for Milt Wagner. Also another substitution, Rodney McRae's checked out. We have Billy Thompson back in. He's playing with 3 personals. There he is, 55. Freshman out of Camden, New Jersey. Franklin
He's a 62% free throw shooter, but looked good on that one.
And he can tie this game up at the 11:07 mark. Oh, what a game this is.
And there's Bobby Knight's man. He said they're not getting tired. Not getting trouble getting their breath there.
That's the 12th tie of the game.
Houston picking up their man-to-man a lot better. They played zone the whole first half. In this man-to-man, they've been much tougher. We saw that against both Memphis State and Villanova, too, when they go man-to-man. They can really play people.
Hall coming off the bench, misses a shot. Boy, this has been a game of surges, hasn't it?
Franklin pushing the ball down the court very well.
Houston trying to take the lead for the second time in the second half. Blocked by Thompson. Akeem is there. He gets it up and he's fouled.
That's the fourth on Billy Thompson, but it's about all he could do.
Boy, the depth on the benches might decide this game.
Now, what is interesting about the fact that Houston has gone man-to-man? When you go man-to-man, you usually can block out much better. We'll see the play right there. There was a block by Billy Thompson. Then he comes over on Akeem, and this time he picks up a foul when he's trying to block.
4 fouls on Thompson.
They're making a point, Gary. When you play man-to-man, you usually can be blocking out much better than you can in the zone. And Louisville has such great quick leapers that they out-rebounded Houston considerably when Houston was in the zone. Now that Houston's man-to-man, they're controlling the boards inside, primarily with number 34 right there, Elijah Wan.
Now Thompson leads the game with 4 fouls. Rodney McRae, you're looking at him, comes in. Akeem hasn't scored in this half, really. He has 9 points for the game, 13 rebounds. And now he gives them a 1-point lead, 58-57, 10.5 minutes to go.
And here comes that man-to-man. They're really picking up the pressure now.
Reach in by Anders. What a game he's playing in the air.
Drexler, great speed on that play, coming over from the weak side. And this man-to-man defense is really giving Louisville trouble.
He had to change his shot in midair. 60-57, 3-point lead now for Houston. Gordon. Akeem is there. 14 rebounds for him.
And here they go again.
He's fouled by Scooter McRae, who caught him. He caught Young to keep him from hitting too hard. Or maybe they caught each other.
We'll see it right here. Again, the man-to-man defense. This one, Benny Young coming out. Benny Anders coming out. Drexler is really motoring on the other side of the floor, and here he goes. Here's that change, and now look at the dunk. He was going in with the right hand, change it back to 2.
Unbelievable play. Now 2 shots coming for Young. That foul, by the way, on Scooter McRae was his 4th personal. Thompson with 4, McRae with 4. Young hits a free throw. They haven't hit very many of them. They, before that shot, were 6 of 13.
Very seldom do you find a team with this kind of size that plays the zone that can then turn around and play man-to-man with this type of intensity.
You talk about strategic timeouts. Guy Lewis called a timeout. Now they've outscored Houston 12-0 since that time.
Outscored Louisville.
I'm sorry. Earlier it was the other way around. Right. Crum called the timeout.
Now, Denny Crum right now has got to be careful. His team has had a hard time getting off any good shots. He's got Wagner on the bench with 4 fouls, and he's the guy normally that come in and take this big shot.
This is the biggest lead of the game for Houston, who just moments ago were trailed by 6. Rodney McRae inside, and a foul. Let's see what goes on. Anders or Akeem?
Anders really having a lot of fun out there. He's smiling. He just loose as a goose.
He came over for the game, slapped hands with us. That's his 3rd foul. But he's trying to pick up where Mishaw had to leave with a 5th personal foul. Rodney McRae is down by 62-57 count. Eight points now for Rodney. Here comes Thompson in with 4 fouls. He'll let Scooter sit down, who likewise has 4.
Well, I think that Denny's just trying to balance off the 2 players to keep them both rested and out of foul trouble if possible. Milt Wagner's got to be back in this game in another minute or so because they need his offense.
McRae getting the first points since that strategic timeout by Guy Lewis. Drexler high with the rebound. He has 5 in the game.
The most valuable player in the Southwest Conference. And he said he would have given the award to Darrell Walker if it had been his vote.
62-58 Franklin. He's playing the game of his life.
He started off on a positive note and played that way all day.
He has 12 points. He had a 50-point game in high school, Lamar, Texas. Steal by Young. Here we go.
Look for Wagner back in this game shortly.
Young didn't have control, but Drexler does. No, Anders. Penny Anders. 66-58.
Get Wagner on the sideline. Denny Crum going to call a timeout. Get Wagner back in this game.
This has been a game of surges. Never have you seen a game turn around like this one has. Back and forth with 8:56 left to go. 66-58. Denny Crum and a tired Scooter McRae have us catching up to do. Game.
Well, let me tell you, Dr. Naismith originally was going to have two 15-inch boxes made. It was going to be box ball. And then when the rim was attached on up in the air to the point that it ended up at 10 feet high, he said he wanted the basket to be placed up high enough that you couldn't slam the ball down through it. I don't think he ever envisioned the game would be played above the rim the way it is today.
Houston has outscored Louisville in the last 4:15 of play, 17-1.
Drexler almost got a piece.
He almost pulled it off. That's only his first foul.
The thing that's amazing about Clyde Drexler, he's 6'7", he's got the perfect body of an athlete, and his first step is so quick, both offensively and defensively. He's almost going full speed the minute he takes that stride.
Look at the rebounding itch in the second half.
Well, remember the first half. And I think the reason for it is that in that man-to-man defense, Houston just does a much better job blocking out and going to the boards.
Rodney McRae, 8 points, 3 rebounds. He's only 2 of 5 from the line.
Billy Thompson in the lane a little early.
They don't get it. Akeem has it. Still has it. 16 rebounds.
And if you're Louisville and you can't score, you have a hard time effectively using your press because you never have Houston taking the ball out of bounds.
Either team shooting well from the free throw line. Both of them are 8 for 15. Drexler, oh, what a pass to Anders. Akeem follows.
How about Anders' hands inside to make that catch?
A 10-point lead. Anders with 12. Billy Thompson, he's fouled.
That's a good break for Billy Thompson because he was on the way up, almost got caught for a travel.
That foul is on Anders. Now he has 4 fouls.
But the bench is deep, Gary.
It really is.
You know, and we're talking about bringing in some quality players. Young is sitting down there. He's going to come in for him now.
Thompson, and they've missed 2 important free throws here. Rodney McRae's got it. And a hell ball. It will go to Houston.
Well, we saw that rule of verticality in the first half. In the first game today. Done very well by Kozal McLean, and that time it was Olajuwon.
Michael Young now coming in. Anders will sit down. There he goes. Boy, he ignited him when he was in there. What a job he did.
Louisville trying to pick up a little more. Tight man-to-man.
A 10-point lead for the top-ranked team in the country. 8 minutes left to go.
Franklin just taking his man one-on-one.
Here's Young. Rebound Thompson. Brings it out now to Wagner. And Castor Gordon, he's been quiet for a long time. Rebound to Akeem again.
He's got a fast break the other way. If he can bring the ball, he can.
He's fouled by Gordon. That was the 18th rebound for Akeem Abdul-Olajuwon.
His biggest game of the year was against Utah. He had 30 points, 18 rebounds, 8 blocks, and he just went crazy in that ball game.
He had 22 rebounds, his high for the year. He may get that today.
Well, 3 times this year, he's blocked shots to save games, winning shots at the end.
He had 4 blocks in the first half. He has 18 rebounds, 12 points. Neither team built.
Charles Jones just a little tired, lost some concentration.
Now it's a 12-point lead.
And look at Rose playing some defense out here. He commits the foul, but he's showing some aggressive defense.
Boy, he comes in and he plays hard. Second foul on Rose.
And now Akeem's going to take his first rest.
Coming in is going to be Brian Williams. There's Akeem.
And Brian Williams, in the eyes of Guy Lewis, may be his best practice player.
Oh, he's devastating in practice. points for Lancaster Gordon. The way he started this game looked like he was going to have one of those great days.
Well, how about the way the man-to-man defense has silenced Milt Wagner also here in the second half?
Wagner 8 of 14 in the first half. Gordon gets both of them. Back to a 10-point game.
And right over the top of the press goes Houston.
Michael Young, you don't think he's a very good ball handler when you look at him, but he gets the job done.
I think he surprised you with his size. You don't know that he can control the ball that well, but as you said, Gary, he certainly has shown us, and this season he can handle it.
A bit of trouble, Franklin. Franklin playing with all the confidence that we've ever seen him play with.
Got Thompson out here on Drexler. Thompson with 4 fouls on him.
Franklin started the last 17 games. Pass to Brian Williams.
Well, got away with it. I thought he walked coming across the lane.
Give the assist to Franklin. 12-point lead again. Time now is starting to be important in this game. 6:50 left.
And everybody said the point guard for Houston was going to be a problem.
Here's Scooter McRae, wide open. Rebound, Gordon. Boy, he went up for that one. That'll count, and he shot it. I think Williams had a hand on it.
Well, without a Keene in there, you can see that Houston drops off quite a bit in regard to getting that man that stops everything in the middle.
11 points now for Gordon. Houston in the last 6 minutes really playing remarkable basketball. They have outscored Louisville 23-5 in the last 6 minutes. Franklin, he's fouled. Will go on Gordon. That's 3 on him.
Houston sending everybody to the baseline, and Franklin's taking his man 1-on-1. Very similar to what NC State does with Derek Wittenberg.
And the winner of this game will be playing North Carolina State Monday night.
Guy Lewis able to get a real nice rest now for Elijah and Anders, who was so important in the big comeback.
Franklin's high for the year was 14 points. He has 12 now. I mentioned him. He averaged at Lamar, Texas last year 27 points.
Tremendous set of legs on him.
73, 62. McRae into Jones. Position on Williams. Oh, out of there. We're going to have a foul now on David Rose over the back of Gordon.
Lancaster Gordon playing down inside. I think we'll see Akeem coming back in the ball game. Try to get some more size there because Louisville's been getting a lot of second shots. Here come both of them.
Right. You called it. Here comes Akeem with Anders. The bomber from Bernice, Louisiana is what they call Anders. And the big man from Lagos, Nigeria.
Well, Dale Brown doesn't have many kids leave Louisiana. But don't go to LSU, a team next year that's going to be a fine basketball club.
Rose and Williams set down now. Gordon, 11 points. He's come alive now in the last 2 minutes. 10-point game again.
Charles Jones over the sideline, breathing that oxygen. Denny Crum, I'm sure, wants him back in there as soon as possible. With Akeem back in the game, he needs that rebounding.
Both Thompson and Scooter McRae playing with 4 personal fouls. 9-point game. Anders also with 4 fouls.
Lancaster Gordon trying to be wary of what Franklin can do.
21 points for Clyde the Glide. All-American is a junior. Milt Wagner. Follow. Here comes Drexler again. Oh, watch this.
Is there any doubt he can do it all?
Here is Gordon. Off to Thompson. He's fouled by Akeem. That'll be 3 on Elijah.
Drexler put that ball behind his back, grabbed the rebound, threw the left-handed pass. What a break.
6'7", plays like a guard.
It was funny today, I talked to him about the abscess tooth, the root canal that he had to have, and he said, nothing's going to prevent me from playing today.
Boy, he's proved that. That's way behind him now. Here's Billy Thompson at the line.
Considered last year's #1 high school prospect. He's learning how to play forward at Louisville. Before he gets out of there, he'll be one of the greats in college basketball.
That was his first point of the day. 77, 66, 520. The press, the defense is going to have to do it. Oh, you're going to win. Good job by Rodney. Rodney to Milt Wagner. And they're making a push.
That's the first time today that really Louisville's press took the game away from Houston.
We may have another surge taking place here. 22 points for Wagner. Alvin Franklin. Cookie.
You beat the press and you have that big fella at the other end. He's kind of like Ralph Sampson of Virginia. Anytime they beat him, he was there for his own.
Gordon had no place to go with the ball. Thompson comes up with it and hits it. Nice play by Billy Thompson. It's a 9-point game.
And again, over the top of the press.
Here's Drexler. Good catch. He's fouled by Rodney.
That was a tough catch he made right there. That's one of the reasons a lot of people think that he's going to challenge all the big people before he gets out of college. Now watch this. The pass is really whipped cross court. He has to reach back, gets his hands on the ball, and then takes it up to the hoop.
Did you see how Drexler stopped on a dime after he threw the ball to avoid a charge? 15 points now for Olajuwon. 18 rebounds, 5 block shots.
And most people heard Guy Lewis talking about how Olajuwon arrived on the campus. The fellow that deserves the credit is Chris Pond, who really is the fellow that brought him over from Nigeria.
10-point game again. Rodney, I should say Scooter, that's goaltending. Scooter McRae will be awarded 2 points. Back to an 8-point game. 10 points now for Scooter.
I think Olajuwon just wanted to remind him he's back in the game.
Andy Crum says we win with defense. Can they do it again? In it comes to Michael Young. Drexler. Traveling, and now they can make it a 6-point game on this trip down the floor.
Well, Guy Lewis has to be concerned about slowing this game down a little bit, and he's going to wisely take a timeout and readjust his ball club.
What an effort. What a game we have with 4:26 left to go. Anybody here hardly does not wearing some red apparel. The first game was a good one. This one has lived up, Billy, to all expectations. Houston looked like they might be putting it away, and all of a sudden now they lead by 8, but Louisville has the basketball.
And this is the first time in the Final Four. A lot of trivia in the Final Four. First time that there ever been all 4 teams in red uniforms. Somebody the other day hits me and said Cincinnati, Ohio State, Utah, and St. Joe's of Philadelphia.
That would be red.
Well, St. Joe's maroon.
Oh, okay.
I can't give you that one. St. Joe's maroon.
All right, the timeout situation. Louisville has 3. Houston has 2 remaining.
And that timeout, I'm sure Guy Lewis wanted to tell his fellas, look, we're playing the clock as well as our opponent the rest of the way. Be a little bit more careful with that ball.
4:21 left. Billy Thompson into intended for Rodney McRae. It's off of Young. Thompson playing very well the last couple of minutes. Big basket, couple of free throws, trying to get the ball inside.
And that was that high-low post. Rodney McRae had his man on his back.
Lancaster Gordon out to Scooter. Into Billy Thompson. He's fouled. It'll be Drexler, his second.
He thought he had it, but he got part of the arm. He came across to the weak side. Clyde Drexler's jaw is swollen a little bit. Remember last week it was Nishaw that had the problem with his tooth.
Look at Reed Geddes. He's imitating Guy Lewis there. He needs a polka dot towel.
There's Nishaw sitting down there very relaxed. Has to be proud of his teammates.
Thompson hit his last 2 at the line. 6-point game. Hit Drexler.
And how did he realize that Franklin was behind him?
Sees the whole floor.
A little spread out here. Olajuwon looking for the lob.
Drexler kind of directing things right now. Young off to a team.
Wasn't exactly a lob, but he got a dunk anyway.
17 points for the Nigerian. 82-74.
Again, Mr. Naismith's idea that he didn't want the ball to be slammed through the hoop isn't working out too well today.
Billy Thompson back out to Scooter. They can't exchange baskets now much longer, the way the time is.
And they've got to get some steals. Probably try to put Houston on the foul line some the rest of the way. Nice move.
Thompson, rebound. He just took it away from Rodney McRae. Olajuwon with 19 rebounds.
Franklin ought to pull it back out, and he wisely does.
He needs some help. They're counting time on him, and he threw it away. No, he saved it. Young somehow kept from going backcourt with it. There's the steal by Thompson.
That was one of those freshman mistakes by Billy Thompson.
It's still Louisville's ball, but Billy Thompson...
Well, that was a nice job by his teammates to come over and slap him on the back. And Denny Crum, look at Denny Crum. This is a nice job. Now, you see Billy Thompson lose that. All he had to do was lay it up. And Denny Crum is clapping and saying, okay, Billy, get back in the game. Now, you know the kid's down far enough. And as a coach, instead of getting on him, hey, he knows he made a mistake. You cut him up a little bit.
Made a heck of a play just to swipe the ball. Here he goes again. Rebound, Young. Drexler off to get us.
As opposed to the first game today, when Georgia was double-teaming the short guards from NC State, they couldn't throw it over the top of the double team. With Houston, they merely throw it over the top.
You see that by Scooter? How did he intercept that one? Here is Gordon. Over Akeem. 82-76. That dunk looks big now, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It could be down to 4 points. Drexler takes off.
Here's Benny Anders. Out to Drexler, and they're going to play Keeble in.
I think Louisville ought to start fouling because this has been a problem for Houston all year long. Commit some fouls. Put some people on the line.
Not Geddes, Geddes is the one that hit 10 of 10 against Boston College last year.
They've got to aggressively go for the ball and put some Houston players on the foul line.
Anders.
I don't think that they have got the foul at this point.
Olajuwon, 19 points. Down to Gordon, a minute 45. Gordon rejected by King. Olajuwon with 6 rejections. Young.
Denny Crum's got to call a timeout now. He's got to get a time. He has got to get the time.
A 10-point game. Timeout call. Look at Young. Young is down at center circle. He is so tired. He squatted down. We'll be back after this timeout. Louisville trailing by 10.
Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge with the all-new S10 Maxi Cab. Ford Ranger and Toyota don't even have one. Taking charge with available seating for 4. Compared to Datsun's extended cab, Maxi Cab has up to 40% more load space. S10 Maxi Cab from America's truck sales leader. Tough Chevy trucks are taking charge. Now, get new low 9.9% financing on new S10 pickups. Hurry, see your participating Chevy dealer now.
State Farm agent Pam Johnson on life insurance.
The key in life insurance is listening to the policyholder and trying to determine what that policyholder needs. Now, when a policyholder comes in this office, they don't know that they need whole life or term insurance, but they do know what they want to protect. And so it's my responsibility to sit there and let them talk and listen to them, and then try to tailor our life insurance products to their needs.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Billy, Houston has hit 7 straight field goals. The shot chart shows what they're doing.
Well, you can see all of these are layups right here for Houston, and primarily dunk layups. They have really gone inside well in the second half. Been the key to the game.
7 straight field goals now has given them a 10-point lead. 1:33 left. Now coming to the game for the first time for Houston is Derek Giles, number 10.
Probably putting 3 guards in the game, realizing that Louisville has got to start fouling.
That's off of Houston. Jones getting up. 1:21 left. What a collection of athletes on the floor at the same time. Gordon, tough shot. 8-point game. Here comes the pressure. Gordon was 17 for the day.
Now, that's the smart thing by the official. He put the ball on the floor. Houston must go get it.
They just get it in. There's the man who just checked in, Giles. They fouled him. Now, Giles has only shot 18 free throws this year, hitting 9 of them.
And that was fortunate. The foul, I believe, was called on Rodney, or was it Scooter? That's his 4th.
So both brothers have 4 fouls. And at the line will be Giles. Now, Giles is a transfer from Lee Junior College in Texas. He started 5 games this year for Houston when they were searching for that 5th guy. Franklin eventually doing the job for him.
And looking foul shot. This is what we're going to see the rest of the way. Louisville making Houston prove they can win it from the foul line.
There's not a lot of time to go. Wagner scores. Timeout, Louisville.
Oh, and a big push. Who is that going to be on? If it's on Geddes, that'll put Louisville on the line with a 1-1. I believe it's going to be Geddes. Yes, sir.
It is.
Basket counts. Geddes there, and so Houston puts Louisville on the line for a 1-1. Big play here.
A 6-point game now. Rodney McCray at the line.
Denny Crum, I'm sure, has instructed his team to foul immediately.
He's getting ready to send in 2 players here in a moment.
You know what they're coming in for, don't you?
Yep.
Oh, tough break for Louisville.
2 of 8 for the line is Rodney McCray. Here's Franklin, saves it somehow. Out to Akeem. 48 seconds.
They've got the foul.
Drexler's not letting him get close to him.
Big mistake by Louisville. And the clock is running.
MW1 with 21 points. Here's Gordon. Jones is there. They don't want to foul him. Jones can't get the ball in. Anders. Here comes Benny. Everyone by themselves. What a show. Jones at the other end. He's fouled by MW1.
MW1 just smiling down there. I'm glad fans had a chance to see him on that little interview. He speaks with an English accent. Played some game today.
The bench at Houston has really delivered today, hasn't it? Anders is one of those.
Guy Lewis just grabbing that towel over there. He's so nervous. This will be the first time he's ever been in the Final Four. Despite all of those wins, 500. Over 500 wins as a coach.
There's Jones again. A little tired with that shot. 11 seconds left to go. 90-81.
Gary, when Louisville had 40-some seconds to go, they had Rodney McCray on the line, had a chance to cut it to 4 and then commit foul. So that's going to be a 2-shotter.
Chris West is the guy that commits the foul. They sent him in just to commit the foul. There wasn't any foul difficulty, obviously. And Anders will go to the line. Now Wagner will come back in, as will Scooter McCray.
Try to get a shot up. They had Robbie Valentine in the ballgame also to commit the foul. The first time they came in the ballgame, they didn't get the foul quickly enough.
This would be the 26th win in a row for this Houston team. Their school record, interestingly enough, is 31.
That was the great Alvin Hastings.
Anders with 12 points, and they've all been spectacular. Rejected by MW1. 3-2, and that'll count. In a row. Their record goes to 31-2. Louisville's victory skied ends at 16. Houston Johnson finished this game hitting their last 9 field goal attempts. Now let's go to Brent Musburger.
An awesome display of power basketball. Hakeem Abdul-Olajuwon and Clyde the Glide Drexler. At one point in this contest, Louisville led it 57-49, and then those two men turned it around. The Chevrolet MVPs for the winning Houston team, Clyde Drexler, and for the gutty losers from Louisville, it was Milt Wagner, who wound up with 22 points, but was cooled off. And there is our MVP. Chevrolet will present a check for $1,000 to be shared by the two fine schools. And we will continue from the pit in Albuquerque in just a moment.